Hello, it's like here to show you the coloring about the story about the second twin, and so far as the second twin, the storyline for is like what I came up with was so far as the second twin is about these two twin brothers, who grew up most of their lives that they grew up and then after they become like teenagers that they have their arguments. They get mad, they make mistakes, and then they run into what you call some type of trouble. They pick on each other. It's like they is a story about it's like for they're not being appreciated for who they are, and they get mad and they get mad at each other, and then what happened is about story about brotherhood, about twin brothers, and as they grow up and as time goes on, he sees the watch there, and then one day that the brother was walking on a railroad track, and it's like based on a story about the second twin, is that the brother was walking on a railroad track, and then he wind up getting killed by the train, and what happened is but the brother that he spent most of his life for about most of it for about 10-15 years, just aggravated about the fact that about his loss, that he lost his brother, and then until about nearly 20 years later, that he gets married. That he falls in love with the woman. He gets married nearly 20 years later, and then what happens is that so far as with the wife's side of the family, after he begins his new life with his marriage, that he gets married, but then the in-law, it will be the sister-in-law, from the wife's side of the family, who had a kid, and then what happens is that the son would look just like his twin brother that he used to have nearly 15 years ago, along with the mother and then the son, and along with the wedding ring, which calls like the engagement ring, but based on a story about two brothers who fought a lot, and then as time went on, that after he grows up and then gets married, and that this new the new son, what you call the son of the in-law, becomes like a family relationship with the the husband of the in-law, but the family pretty much reunites so far as like for the spirit of the son, spirit of the son that lives in the, and then later on he looks at it as like a recovery, that after all those years that he had gotten his brother back, but so far as like for the second twin, it will be mother and son, and then the mother will be from the wife's side of the family. So have a son, and then whenever his son grows up, it's like then they can pretty much live their brotherhood again. But so far as for the second twin, it's that it's like this, like insofar as like for that they make mistakes, and then make mistakes, they get mad, and then they are appreciated later, for respecting each other. But so far as like for the spirit of brotherhood, is that that he continues his marriage, and then later on finds out that he gets his brother back, and then the brother from the son, it's like which asked him questions that related to their childhood whenever they were much younger, and then he was able to remember and just look at it at the son as that's the his brother that he used to know, that he lost those years ago, and that his spirit came back, within the son of the in-law. But there you are. It's like the story about the second twin, coloring of twin brothers, as in for brotherhood, and for so far as the coloring, as in the second twin coloring.